Well, today is the last video on our experience with the Lotus T125 Exosphere. This is chassis number 002 with engine 001. In any case, it's been an incredible experience over the last few years for the Genius Garage educational programs, which is a 501c3 in good standing. It was donated specifically to the program by a track enthusiast who loved the car, but actually loved Genius Garage and what we're doing more. In that amount of time, it's given the opportunity to frankly troubleshoot and make better the entirety of the car. So I wanted to go over it into detail with you today because this is in fact selling at the RM Sotheby's auction at Moda, Miami at the end of February. In any case, it's in good order, good standing in general. With Genius Garage, we did experience a few bugs. The previous owner had difficulty with the coil packs starting to go bad. They're very, very narrow, and in that Cosworth engine, they have the tendency to go bad. Fortunately, over the last few years, we were able to track down quite a number of brand new perfect ones. So those are all finished and brand new and nice, along with spark plugs. As simple as that seems, the stuff gets pretty rare when you're working with the rarefied air of a car like this. Also an alternator. We were having issues with the car early on with it not having enough voltage, which would kill the power over a certain throttle input. But that, of course, has been solved. Beyond it, though, Lotus, of course, working from their Formula One chassis in monocoque, had built a really incredible car because with the Cosworth engine, punched out to 3.8 liters, has more torque and provides a lot of horsepower without being as high-strung as the Formula One engine. So its rebuild schedule is a lot more reasonable, as you'd see from high-end sports car racing. With this car actually being down a bit on horsepower from Formula One of the era, it made up for it in aerodynamics. If you notice, it has very large Venturi tunnels when Formula One did not and had a flat bottom. That also gives this car the opportunity to be driven by people who aren't specifically a professional Formula One driver reasonably because it has more grip. And actually that was spoken about by John Alesi on Top Gear. And in my experience, it makes for the car an incredibly exciting vehicle, but it's intuitive. Of course, it's very, very fast, so you have to be thinking about what you're doing beforehand, and it's well suited to more of the professional road race tracks in the United States, things like more like Watkins Glen and Road America, Mid-Ohio, Laguna Seca, versus the smaller tracks. But it really is a joy to drive. The shifting system, the pneumatic shifter, as well as the clutch, everything works beautifully and perfectly and is a joy in that regard. It is important to have all your details correct though. One thing that we noticed when we were there, we had our tire pressure about a PSI and a half, 2 PSI too high, which made it noticeable in how it wanted to track on the crown and such. But well developed by its previous enthusiast owners, as well as more so by Genius Garage in making everything in fine order. The reason we're choosing to sell this is with the nature of our educational programs, we feel that by moving this on, we're able to use that capital best to build a new program and actually going to be helping younger United States veterans with the same skills set and skills program to help them get jobs in motorsport and industry and technology across the board. And we feel that's the best way for us to help the future nation. But this Exosphere has been a tremendous car. We've made it even better. And I can tell you with absolute certainty, I have learned everything about this car and will be very happy to let the owner and or their mechanics and or the shop that's going to look after it, every detail I know and every point of contact. So for all the little unobtainium parts or idiosyncrasies, don't worry, we've put in the time to make that go. Beyond that, I have a lot of spares, which I will say, we've got transport wheels. There's 2 sets of racing tires and wheel, all in perfect order. There's a full set of wheel pneumatic lift jacks for the car, as well as its quick jacks. There's a perfect brand new nose and front wing, as well as a perfect rear wing. Both of those wings in the original John Player Special black and gold livery. You'll also notice the wing fences as the mirrors on the car now. They have the burgundy metallic and little Genius Garage logo there. That, of course, is vinyl, and with the heat gun will peel off to show the original and perfect black and gold John Player Special looking livery of the Lotus. So brand new front and rear wing, front nose, as well as the bare carbon fiber engine cover has a little bit better cooling with the vents come with it. There's numerous suspension pieces and parts and shocks, whole lots of brake rotors, new ones, both the original carbon brake rotors and pads, as well as an entire run of steel rotors, which frankly makes the car a lot more reasonable, easy, and a little bit nicer to drive for even better than the average sportsman. So that's a very nice thing to have on hand there as well. Beyond that, of course, things like wheel nuts, wheel jacks, all the tiny fiddly bits from coil packs to wheel nuts to All of the teeny tiny unobtainium, all of the paperwork, the original stuff from Cosworth, as well as Lotus on all of the basic setup and running of the car and firing it up and getting going. You have your battery support, both for the onboard battery of the car as well as the battery jump pit box. Moving on from that, of course, you have your special torque wrench, your jack stands for the car to sit on, and a very large big container on wheels that you can take to the paddock or transport with you, with various seat inserts. Of course, in there's the suspension and also tire warming blankets, which you can use in Formula One if you really want to be fun with it. But at the same time, too, the car is manageable, just simply driving out on tires that are, I'm air quoting, cold, as long as you keep your wits about you and you're smart. The car, of course, does have dialable traction control and various things on the steering wheel to give you the opportunity to have some automatic clutching and things like that. But with everything off and working perfectly manual with both clutch and shifting as well as traction control, for someone who's a good sportsman and has their wits about them and reasonable, it's still a very reasonable car to drive, and actually very exciting and intuitive at that. Because truth be told, I don't drive a Formula car very much, a winged Formula car, maybe once or so a year. And frankly, this is the fastest one I've ever driven, but I really enjoyed it there. So, delightful car. Of course, in the United States, it's eligible to drive with the majority of the vintage racing organizations, being SVRA, HSR, the standalone event at Road America, which I believe is called the Brian Redman International Challenge, perhaps sponsored by WeatherTech now. That's a wonderful event for this, and more. Of course, I think I said HSR, but just a tremendous piece to either collect or enjoy. And because of the way it was designed with an onboard starter and the small battery, you just need one other person to plug in the auxiliary battery. You hop in, the driver can literally push the button and fire it, look at your readings, make sure it gets to the proper temperature quickly, and then you're off. The car cools very well on the track, even if it's very hot out, and as long as you're moving at a reasonable place, you don't have to worry about any cooling down issues. Of course, when you come into the pits, you want to come in and shut it off. You don't want to let it sit idling, otherwise it comes up to temperature quickly and it needs to move. The car was designed to go fast on a track, so that's what you need to go do. It doesn't have any weird idiosyncrasies with crazy aero envelopes and whatnot. So you get out there and get at it. It is important that you maintain a fast pace. It doesn't have to be a 10-10 psycho pace, but a fast pace, because that's where the car was designed and it's happy. But it really is a joy and it's in good order. This one's never been wrecked, so there's no considerations or concerns there. There's no nasty oddities coming on or big ailments. Of course, it's sold as is because it is a race car, but I think it's in as good as order anything. And between Genius Garage and the previous owners, this chassis has been developed more and more with all the little things. So whomever the new owner will be able to pick up from that position and really enjoy it. And I think of all the cars, this one has probably the best history and a real joy. So just wanted to give you a quick review on that. Looking forward to the RM Sotheby's auction. They have been absolutely wonderful to work with, certainly an honor. So we're very honored to have it be part of that. And we're looking forward at Genius Garage to, one, see the new enthusiast owner, whether it's a collection or it's going to be a track toy, enjoy it as much as we did, and more perhaps, since we were able to figure out all the bugs and learn where to get everything, so they'll be able to support it well. And we're looking forward to our next chapter at Genius Garage and what the sale of this will do to our program, so we can better forward the future together. Thank you for listening, and congratulations to whoever will enjoy this vehicle next. Bye for now.